William Hill sponsors IFL TV.
I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois. You're going to sleep.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're in Las Vegas. Very privileged to be sitting in the office of Mr. Bob Arum. So this is where it all goes down, Bob.
Well, this is part of where it all goes down. We got a big group here that puts it all together, and we're all really looking forward to this weekend with an amazing Tyson Fury gets his Las Vegas debut.
Absolutely. You can't really walk anywhere in Las Vegas along the strip without seeing Fury's face plastered amongst every billboard across all the hotels, and it's quite a sight to see because we've never seen that before, and they've really gone to town on it.
Right, and you know, this is really special for us, for him. This is how a superstar or a great star becomes a superstar, because it's one thing for the boxing people to know who he is, but you really have to reach out to the sports fan, which is obviously many more people than the boxing people. And once you reach out to the sports fan, you got to get the public to care. And that's beginning to happen here with Tyson Fury. You know, his backstory is tremendous with the depression and how he fought the depression. People want to hear that. The public wants to hear that. He did an interview with Rich Eisen from the NFL Network that everybody is still buzzing about. It was so tremendous. You know, because one thing about Tyson Fury, he's very articulate and he's not afraid to express himself, even if other people might not want to express themselves that way because somehow it shows them in a weakened position. He's not afraid of that.
He's using kind of those weaknesses to his advantages to kind of put the message out there in a positive way.
I think it's more than that, really, because that's, you know, somebody spinning. I think he's the kind of guy that really has determined that by telling the truth and being forthright, he's going to connect better with the public. And it's always easier when you tell the truth, because then you don't have to remember how you lied, right?
So they say, so they say. Bob, I just want to kind of flash back to last weekend, as in the weekend before. Someone who you know obviously very well in Andy Ruiz. And to be fair, we spoke a few weeks ago and you were kind of dismissive about Andy Ruiz's chances, as was everybody in boxing before the fight with Anthony Joshua. What were your thoughts on what happened that night at MSG and the kind of effect it has on the heavyweight landscape?
Well, first I told you when we talked in Belfast that Andy Ruiz had very fast hands, good feet, good movement, a lot. Kathy, I'll call you back in 10 minutes. Let me start again. I told you 2 weeks ago, before the Joshua fight, that Andy Ruiz, who we promoted from the beginning, was a good fighter, had fast hands, good feet, and was very courageous, but he didn't figure with Joshua because he had no punch. You know, we put him in with ham and egg guys. You know, look at his record, and he couldn't get rid of him. He had no punch that really had an effect. And looking at that fight, now I saw Joshua fight Parker. I saw Joshua on television with Klitschko. The Joshua I saw on June 1st in Madison Square Garden was an imposter. It wasn't Joshua. It was somebody else. From what he was acting like before the fight, how he carried himself in the fight, that was not Anthony Joshua. I don't want to take anything away from Andy Ruiz, but the way I look at it, he didn't beat Joshua. He beat somebody else. I can't lie about that. I mean, you saw Joshua before. That wasn't Joshua.
Bob, Anthony Joshua, obviously, after the fight, has given not one single excuse. There was a lot of conspiracy theories from everything from ring walks to massages in the ring to being knocked out in sparring. He's dismissed all of this and just given the credit to Andy Ruiz. Isn't it fair that we just kind of accept what he's saying or not?
No, because we're not fools. We know what we see. And I think he's being very sporting because nobody put a gun to his head to make him go in the ring on June 1st. But the guy in the ring was not Joshua. It was not Joshua. It was a different fighter. You know, you can sugarcoat it any way you want, but I'm telling you that Andy Ruiz is not competitive with Joshua.
What happens in a rematch?
Same thing that happened at the Garden. The stupidest thing they can do is to put Joshua back in with Andy Ruiz, because fight his memories and so forth. And based on what I know about the sport, you're going to get the same result. You're going to get the same result, because this wasn't like Lennox Lewis with Hasim Rahman, where Rahman hit him with one lucky punch and knocked him cold. It wasn't the same with that Kings fighter,
Oliver McCall.
Oliver McCall. Well, again, a lucky punch. All right, and in the rematch, Lennox came through both times. But this was different. This was a guy that got knocked down 4 times by Andy Ruiz, who hasn't the ability to knock down ham and egg guys. And so that memory of getting knocked down by Ruiz stays with a fighter. I would think that Eddie Hearn would do much better giving Joshua a couple of fights, getting him ready. There's no hurry, so he gives up the immediate opportunity to fight for a title. But I'm not his promoter, and I'm not his advisor, and he's not going to listen to me in any event. And so I think, that Andy Ruiz beats him when the fight goes on again, like it looks like at the end of the year.
Just moving away from that, Bob, we saw some comments that you've made recently regarding Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, that a deal has been agreed for a rematch and also a potential trilogy fight. Can you kind of give us any more information on that?
Well, I think as at the promotional level, we've all come together, but obviously we have to meet after this fight with Fury and outline what we can present, and he'll be very pleased with it, we believe. But that's where we are. The intent with the promoters is Wilder will have another fight against Ortiz this year, and Tyson Fury will have another fight this year, maybe in October in New York. And then next year, early in the first quarter of next year, they'll fight each other.
Bob, Eddie Hearn made some comments 2 or 3 days ago regarding Dylan Whyte and his WBC situation, where he said that this won't be allowed because obviously they're putting in for Dylan Whyte to become mandatory for Deontay Wilder. So,
good luck to Eddie.
Do you know any more about this situation?
Yeah, good luck to Eddie. That's all I got to say.
So you, from your side, Bob,
No,
you don't see this being an issue at all?
Not an issue at all. Not an issue at all. You have to understand, there are 2 mandatories prior to the WBC mandatory. These people have gotten together, and I think that Mauricio Suleiman wants to keep the titles together and to have Wilder or Fury the opportunity to be the undisputed champion. The Dylan Whyte's, his time is past, really.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough. So Tyson Fury has obviously stated that he will fight after this fight with Tom Schwartz this week another 2 times before the end of the year.
He will fight, no, once.
Okay. He said to me yesterday he will be fighting twice before the end of the year.
Well, maybe he's fighting with his wife, but you know, the plan is for one time. There's not enough time to do.
And in terms of level of opponent, are we looking at kind of, and we have to kind of assume that Tyson Fury will come through Saturday night as well. And
Look, you talk about the level of opponent. Look at the organization charts, which has obviously nothing to do with any of us because we never were involved with Tom Schwartz prior to this. He's number 2 in the BO. He's number 5 in some other organization. You know, Andy Ruiz, when he fought Joshua, was barely 15 in one organization. So, you know, you can't write off a guy like Tom Schwartz because you never heard of him or he hasn't fought in the UK. Believe me, he's a competent fighter and he's a good fighter. And I've, you know, had my troubles with German fighters. When George Foreman beat Michael Moorer to win a title, I wanted to get him an easy fight, so somehow we picked Axel Schultz, and that fight, a lot of people said Schultz won. So, I mean, this is going to be a very, very good fight. And on paper, at least, Tom Schwartz is a hell of a lot more formidable an opponent than Andy Ruiz was.
we shall find out Saturday night. How's the tickets gone for this, Bob?
Sensation. Right now, we have 1,100 tickets left, and this is as of Sunday night. So 1,100 tickets. If we had those the last day, we would sell them. So it's going to be a sellout, and we have to figure out some way if we can add some more seats to the arena. So we're very, very pleased. You know, a lot of people will be coming in, figuring they go up to the box office and buy tickets, and that may be the case, but I think by Friday there won't be anything left.
Not bad for his Las Vegas debut then.
Well, he's so special because he's so outspoken, and the thing that the people love about him is they know instinctively that he's telling the truth. You know, he's not making crap up. He's not making himself look better than he is. He's telling the truth, and people love that.
Bob, I just want to ask you about a fight that you have made with Matchroom, the unification between Maurice Hooker and Jose Ramirez. What a great fight that is.
I think it's a very, very good fight. And when Eddie came to us saying that he wanted to do that fight on his platform and was willing to pay a very good price for it, Ramirez, that was the fight that Jose wanted, a unification fight with Hooker. So we made that fight because my theory, our guys think Jose Ramirez wins that fight. And if we're right, we go in, having gotten paid a lot of money, go in with one title and come back to ESPN with two. It's a win-win for us. No, it really is. And if Eddie is right that Hooker beats Ramirez, okay. He's paid for the privilege of fighting Ramirez, and his fighter is enhanced by having beaten Ramirez. But I think Ramirez is going to take care of Hooker.
July 27th in Dallas.
Yes, in Dallas. Bud Crawford fought Palermo in that arena. It's College Park. It's a beautiful basketball arena that seats about 8,000 people in Arlington, right close by Cowboy Stadium.
I look forward to that one. Just finally, Bob, is there anything you could tell us about this situation regarding Kovalev and Anthony Yard?
Everybody is coming in this week to Vegas to talk about that situation. The Russian promoters that were supposed to put the fight on a particular date, Kathy Duva, who you saw just
That's
called,
what made me think of it,
just
to be
called
honest.
me.
Yeah.
Egis Klimas, the manager, and Frank Warren will be here on Tuesday night. And we'll all sit down during the week and work it out and see a path forward.
You expect that fight to still happen? Obviously not on the proposed date of the end of the month, but you expect that fight to happen this year?
Paco Valcarcel, the president of the WBO, has made me the mediator to get something done and something to happen. So I'm not going to answer any question about it until I sit with everybody and see where everybody is.
Okay, I'm sure you'll keep us updated, Mr. Arum.
Right.
Bob, appreciate your time, and we look forward to Media Week starting tomorrow with public workout at the MGM. And then,
press conference on Wednesday. Thursday, there are roundtables, and we do a satellite tour of the world where these fighters will talk to the public. And Friday is the weigh-in. I think it's Thursday night. We have a big dinner for the press. We serve great food, thanks to Wolfgang Puck, you know. So it's a good week. It'll be a lot of fun. You know, it's a little hot here, but, you know, I see you're dressed appropriately. So
I can only dress like this in Vegas and at home on my own.
I understand. I understand. Any event, should be a great week, and we're looking forward to Saturday night.
Absolutely. Bob Arum, thank you very much for your time. We'll definitely catch up with you again soon. And take it easy, Bob.
Okay.
William Hill sponsors IFL TV.
I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois. We're going to sleep.